welcome back to the last activity of the day and of our workshop. And we are pleased to have Professor Rosa Pacheco's as our invited speaker this afternoon. Rosa is an associate professor of linguistics and a presidential teaching fellow at the University of New Mexico. Her research focuses on languages of Amazonia, especially their technology, as well as their morphosyntax, contact, and documentary film. She has been invited to many international conferences and has published important reference books such as Diccionario Cucama-Cucamilla Castellano with Rosa Mias Murayali, a grammar of Cucama-Cucamilla, published by Brill, among others, and has several important publications in many books in specialized journals such as language and cognitive linguistics. So, the floor is yours. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Well, thank you for having me. And let's try to make this not fast, but very enjoyable because it's the last talk. And I'm having a blast since I arrived. To meet some of you, all of you. And so, what I want to share today is my work on Amazonian Spanish. There's a specific variety, and I will try to explain to you, make a case why it's important to research different types of varieties, and especially this type. And I will mention a little bit more as we go. Okay, so this is the summary of the talk. So after this, you can all eat. And so I will focus on a specific demonstrative and its evolution from demonstrative per se into a filler. Okay? And what we know from prospective studies is that demonstratives are good sources for term cognitive devices, for fillers. Those devices that are used to express that we are searching, trying to retrieve a specific word that we have in mind. Tip over tongue, but we just cannot remember. And so those are devices that occur in almost every language, right? And what I'm going to try to convince you is that this function, the field of function in this variety, emerged for a particular type of function associated with the most of these linguistics, which is the recognition of function. I will elaborate on that. And another point that I'm trying to explain here is that if we observe the distribution, the synchronic distribution of this form in usage based on corporate data, can we come up with a story for that that this morpheme may have to emerge as okay? So that's pretty much the story. Okay, so as a context, I don't think anyways. So here this map represents the linguistic diversity in Peru, and each color here represents a linguistic family. The brown, of course, is Quechua in the Andes, and all the colorful parts is the Amazon. Okay? So I will refer to specifically to whatever that's squarely looking in the shape. That is Loreto in Peru. And Loreto has the highest indigenous population in the country, according to the last census. And it also contains the highest linguistic diversity. Only in Loreto, the Spanish of the region. And can we, if we examine carefully the specific features, can we define the traces of the source's language? This is the recipient in the study, right? And so that's pretty much has been the framework that I have conducted several studies. I mentioned quickly here a couple of things that I've written about. One of these is I thought it's relevant for this talk. I have talked about this one. Is this pattern, this innovative pattern in red that hasn't been documented for other varieties of Spanish. And as you know, you have in abundant possession like su canoas, sus canoas, you have the singular concord, the plural concord, and what matters there is that is the number of the possessed element, right? Instead being a canoe, and the possessor is underspecified for gender, underspecified for number. Right? So that's how canonical Spanish works, right? While in this variety you have a very frequent pattern, sus canoa, that shows mismatch, right? And this can have again multiple interpretations, but with respect to the possessor, not with respect to the possessor. Okay? And I've done several studies to try to find, because there's overlap between these three. So I did variation studies to see what types of factors linguistics are otherwise trigger this particular pattern instead of the other. And here you see some of the results for the study, and this is part of the possessor number. This is law of regression analysis. Okay? The other feature in this very much associated with this variety is prosody. And everybody would say, oh, they have a special way of speaking. Look how cute they are. It's represented in this way, stereotypically in mass media and such. But there was not a description and understanding of what exactly is this pattern. How does it look like? How can it be described? So, with collaboration with a colleague of mine, Christian Brooks, a socio-politician, we did a corporate study again to explore what was going on. And we have proposed that this variety has secondary stress. This not stress shift, or it's very different than what has been described for other varieties, like the stress in Spain or the Argentina. But what we have is a prominence in the left word age, right? And this has been well documented, but we've been with data from villages, rural areas, in the city, and with control groups like the Spanish Olympics. So this was another fun study. And I was talking with some of you. Another study that I recently did was null instantiation of objects. And in this variety, you have really high rates of null objects. Null objects have been documented for many varieties, but in this language we go way beyond the rates. And the interesting thing is data from monolinguals. Monolinguals are doing this because in other varieties of Spanish, this has been documented mostly in bilingual, and sometimes it's associated with proficiency, right? Not in these varieties, and it's quite extended. Many lexical items, verbs, have this feature, drawing feature. Alright, so that's to show off what kinds of features I looked at in case you're curious. So now let's move to the topic of today, which is the evolution of aesthetic. achieve in Portugal. In Spanish, we have a few other ways to do it. Right? And they already set up a technology developing his theaters. And from technology, we know that again, the Muslims are good sources for feeders, and in particular, these Muslims described as good sources for feeders. Not necessarily proximal, only in Mandarin proximal, but in both distal and proximal are used as feeders. Okay. So now, just a quick review or a reminder of how the paradigm of Spanish, canonical Spanish looked at. The most of this three-way distinction in terms of three-way distinction in terms of distance, and also three types of gender, masculine, feminine, and neuter, and there's a singular or plural form for each. Right? So okay. And so there have a little bit of different functions, some of them. For instance, feminine, what is relevant here is that feminine and masculine forms do not necessarily generally refer to prepositions, while in neuter forms they do make reference to prepositions, right? And what is interesting though is that when we look at from a usage-based perspective, the distribution is quite asymmetric. And if people like me that believe in frequency as one of the parameters that promotes some type of change, it is important. As a distribution is relevant. So this is a figure from a study that I did with a colleague of mine, a machine, and this is a corpus. It's a huge corpus. It's normalized for a million words, and I want you to look at how asymmetric is the distribution of this form. Okay, so frequency of use varies according to form. And region, there's some differences in region, right? We have represented there Spain, Argentina, Mexico, and Peru. And modality. Modality is a big one, right? So you have the oral language on the left and written language on the right. And you can see that in spoken language, the numbers are huge. Okay? Another thing that I want you to notice is that all the distal demonstratives, aquello, always have been collapsed because of the numbers are so small. Okay? And they could do it. And what I wanted you to notice here is that all the proximal forms are not necessarily frequent. Therefore, the usage is small compared to the distal ones, right? Overall. And if I include here all the aesthetics that I show up in the corpus, that column for aesthetic should be huge, only for that one. That was the first time that I noticed that there's something weird here. Cannot be just that a single form is so frequent, right? And then, of course, when I cleaned the data a little bit more, I noticed that only 50% of the overall tokens in the corpus were actually operating as demonstrators. All the other tokens were doing something else that needed a study on its own. And this is very much how I started looking at this specific tokens. Okay? So this is how we're looking at only S in this corpus. Well, I have spoken down there, but you just have to trust me that this is actually the corpus that I don't speak as saying this. Right? So in the first one, with IEB as the processor, we have a phenomenal demonstrative, right? Demonstrative is now. In 2, you have a postnominal demonstrative, pero le van a premiar al candidato este. And in 3, we have a pronominal use of the demonstrative, right? In its own, este is the patrochinante for presentation of reading. And in 4 is what you have and of course, sound. ¿No ves que antes de venir el agua, cuando viene, cierran? ¿Ver? And in 5, what we have is straightforward. Hacen farina. Okay? But it's the speaker didn't remember right away farina, the word farina. And how I don't remember. And just fill it with the blank. Right? And so when you hear this, it's I imagine even a lot of you speak Spanish, right away say, oh yeah, they're different. But of course, for me, was I was obsessed. How do we know? How do we know if they're different? There has to be something obvious. Okay. So what I wanted to explore here is these different functions present have some phonetic correlates where they are in detail. And they have different types of distributional tendencies within intonation units, because this is what I want to highlight in the importance is that is organized intonation units or with pauses. And I can explain you why this is the case. It doesn't make sense to try to organize it by syntax. You know? And the third point is whether based on the sequential distribution, the usages we can infer the development of this. So I together a sample, balanced sample in terms of the place origin of these speakers from specific communities and the urban center, and the gender, more or less age, controlling for as much as possible, and the occupations is just there to make the point that sometimes some of these categories are not necessarily relevant for some practice, but we just pay attention. Okay, and all of them are monolinguals. Right? Have a different study with by okay. So, what did I do? I selected all the topics manually, 219 total after all the exclusions, not many exclusions. And they are relatively balanced for city and village, and there are a total of 23 of these were proximal demonstratives, 28 were placeholders, and 49 were participators. I will show you a little bit more examples for you to see how relatively easy was to differentiate these 3. Okay? And then what we call the topics were recorded as well, where we have a phenomenal placeholder participators. If there were I think 2 cases, like ambiguous cases, so they were just excluded. And we wanted to see the position between international units as well. Now here's an example of a placeholder. the overall distribution for, of the forms. The 219. What is interesting here is that, in fact, this first observation, preliminary observation for the firm, 77% of the topics were not longer than okay? So only 43, right, were actually demonstratives, all the others no. And then another thing that I started to notice is that there were no significant differences between the data from the city and the village, so I ended up for the rest of the slides with the collapse because there were not much of a difference in every variable that I explained. Okay? So this is data on bowel duration. As you can see, the first shows that the demonstrative is relatively shorter. I don't see it. Let's, okay, no, okay. So here, what I want you to notice is that the physical and the placeholder are pretty much the same in terms of overall length, right? The demonstrative is short. So this is the first hint that in fact they are phonetically different. And this is just a look at the cluster, right? The cluster. And here, this one is not necessarily repeating. No, there's a little bit of a difference, but it's not significant at all. So the consonant cluster has not role necessarily. And here is the most interesting piece. This is the duration of the vowels. The one that I was saying that seem more informative, the rest is duration. So in the most you have the expected pattern, right? The first vowel in gray is longer than the second vowel because this is a stress vowel. So this is expected. This is the way that Spanish is supposed to behave, right? But look at what happened with the hesitator and the placeholder. In those scenarios, in those cases, you have the second vowels almost very long, longer than second level research business. Okay. So the other point that I wanted to study is whether we can come up with a story of how these new functions merge. And in order to do that, what I look at is the context in which each token was used. Okay? So, for this, I was mainly guided by the typology developed by Himmelman, right, the use of the multiples in discourse. And one of these usages is the situational use that it refers specifically to physical proximity, right? So, in a context like, porque este hombre me llamó, porque este hombre me llama, me distrae, it's you say, este hombre is not like the one necessarily. Here she's referring to my husband. Instead of saying my husband, she uses the este to indicate physical proximity back to the reference of the husband. It's not like she doesn't know the identity of that to make an afforded reference to anybody. It's just to say the guy that belongs to me, which happens to my husband. These are what the Himmelman describes as situational uses. It's very much dependent on the context, the physical context in which the right? These relations refer to the use of these forms to refer to propositions, already mentioned in the discourse, right? In that propositions, like de su sujeto, y en ese momento llega la verga. In Spanish, not even in the in Spanish, you can use just este for those purposes. You use es or is, right, to refer to propositions. The proposition that it's being referenced is the moment of destroying the seed, which is talking about somebody attacked or destroyed a motorbike. And yeah, they were fighting. The law was fighting. And so they came and destroyed the bike. That was what they were talking about. Okay? And the second one is the use of the neuter, eso, for the exact same function. Right? Vio todo y siguió como si nada. Eso no importa. Eso refers to seeing everything. That refers to the entire proposition, not to a specific entity. That would be the discourse the X function. And then the other function is the reference tracking. This is very much to make reference to a particular participant that was already introduced and that hasn't been mentioned for a little while, right? So I want to put the participant back into the context of the conversation and to shift the attention from something else to this particular participant. And so in this context, el hombre ya no tenía nada, los trabajadores se molestaron, dice no les pagaba, entonces este lo corrigió. Este make reference to the man that was introduced before, like a few units before. Okay? This would be a reference structure to rights, right? And the last one is the recognition and use. This is the most important one. I don't want to make it again, but this is the source of the religious figure. And here, the reference is being identified with specific shared knowledge, right? You assume you interlocutor and you know. For instance, if you say, and llega este que vive ahí, and your interlocutor may have, that is enough if the other person knows who lives up there. Right? That should be enough, right? This sequence, what it's showing is that the other goal like goes blank with interlocutor. Este que vive arriba, es de arriba, pues. And eventually, may help you. Not going to give it the reference, right? So these usages is called recognition uses in Himmelman's model, and these are the ones that invite confusion, that invite problems identified in reference. These are the ones that invite some hesitation, and taking the time until you find the identity of the person. Oh, right, you get it right. Okay? So this is kind of how I see the evolution of this market. So the este does involve spatial ellipsis, right? And these ones, as I mentioned before, these are the ones that signal problems establishing reference and can be accompanied by repetitions and reformulation. Este que vive arriba. Diga, hi, don't you remember? You can have all these exchanges natural following that type of and then from this, my idea is that from the recognition that we use, we have the placeholder function. Este is used until you remember the identity of the person that you want to talk about and you just explicitly mention and quote, right? And when you use the searching for the expression, and then hesitators will be truncated placeholders, meaning you do not take the time, you're not successful in finding the word, abandon that and continue working. And that over time, that becomes the hesitant. Okay? It just signal, not that I'm looking for something, it just think I'm looking for something specific, it just said, I don't remember, give me time. Give me time. Don't take it too long. Don't speak it. Right? Okay? However, basically this is what I just said. It's used for the demonstrative, it's used for practical purposes, and then the reference mentioned before, but not necessarily recently, or not prominent enough, but there is back to the conversation. And what is important, why I don't know why I put it this way, because there is a point to make. Why is it that the proximal demonstrative was selected for this, right, and not distant, which is the one that has the word into filler in many of the languages? This is the distant, not the proximal. Why in Spanish? Well, there's some research done by several people, but in particular by Soledad Hernandez, that he did a user-based study of all these demonstratives and found that the proximal demonstratives indicate current relevance. So, in the sense that it's brought back because it's currently relevant for whatever it was said. It's not only distance. We're not talking about distance now. It is current relevance with this question. That's systematically that what the proximal demonstratives do in fact. And then the other piece that I mentioned is that it is used for recognition purposes, and speakers ensure that the listener remembers the reference, right, and keeps giving some hints. And this use invites problem, establishing the reference, and often, and this is described by Himmelman this way, this usage is often accompanied by signs of hesitation. Okay? And this is exactly what I think happens with essay. And then the two data placeholders become a loose potentiality and case as hesitator. And this goes against what I mentioned yesterday, the idea of layering, grammaticalization. So this is very much what we see here, that you will see a full range of functions with S hasn't yet lost its from the demonstrative functions, but has acquired new ones. Okay? And also has acquired a new form in terms of those methods. Okay? So, to conclude, in this course, the majority of the topics faced are fillers now in this method. This is a fact, I would say. And the most likely source for the evolution of the filler is the recognition of use of demonstratives in the context of speech. The fillers now and demonstratives, they both are correlate their forms on their own, right? Which is interesting is that there was a prominence was added to the second vowel so that you can very entities at this point, right? And why the demonstrative? Because it's a good candidate that I want to make reference to entities and not propositions. This was, in my view, important. And because in other languages, the more better candidate is the neuter. And in this case, I would say the neuter is not a good candidate because neuter, by definition, in Spanish, makes reference to propositions. Well, there is reference to all a wide range of entities, and that would be a problem. And abstract things, right? Inanimate in general, complete enough. some sort of these two numbers, or not, right? This is a different discussion. If we just consider the facts on their own, the semantic and pragmatic side, the more constructive side, looks like a grammaticalization process, right? Particularly in the sense that it's no longer belongs to the paradigm of the demonstrative, right? It is the filler. It does no longer require the set in this paradigm. It has lost the inflection, right? It's no longer expressed special basis and all of that. And however, the phonological side, grammaticalization, you expect reduction in general, right? And here, no, you have a longer vowel, a longer word, right? Yeah, relatively longer word. So the phonological side doesn't work otherwise. Unless, of course, you're like other phonologists that believe, no, signification doesn't have to do with reduction alone. It can also be, if you look at carefully, pitch, intensity, voice, or, yeah. But I haven't gone away, and this is as far as I got with this study. Okay? And when I started to look at this, I thought it's an Amazonian Spanish thing. And I thought, wait, why is it nobody studied? And I remember a colleague of mine that learned Spanish as a second language saying that she never learned these views. And when she came to Peru, she was amazed that, oh my God, why are they using those so many experts? How does this work? Nobody can explain. And I said, well, for me it sounds natural, so it seems that we are positioned to feelings. And so I was looking into this, and maybe somebody can study. And no, the only words that mention these are words that can, for instance, and otherwise for all these countries, Argentina, Uruguay, Chile, Colombia, and she says, oh, the demonstrative is used. The author says, this is a demonstrative without description. And then, Sandra and Charles says that this is quite frequent in Mexico City as well, right? However, nobody has attempted to make, to explain the connection, the historical connection with the demonstrative and the hero. So this is the first step, and I would say that based on the data that I've seen in the other varieties, this could be extended for this evolution of this form in throughout America. Okay? Thank you.
Yeah, it's very productive in the continuous, very, very. And I think that there is a difference in this is only my intuition, right? But there is an interesting difference between the filler and the hesitate uses regarding one property that the have in Spanish, which is adding to the last vowel a final element. Este not in the case of the feeling, but I say, me este, this is something that you really should check, right? Because it's interesting that you can also find a phonetic correlate in this case. That's a problem. That's a problem. And I also have a comment regarding your hunch that why the distance. You relate not the distance and the and not the length. And I think that this is also an alternative, which is esto indicates not only position, instead you can use it for individuals, right? That's a different. But age conclusion has not a noun, it's not a noun. It doesn't have the properties of a noun. It cannot refer to non-related. Whereas este can be a combination of the multiple plus some non-related, right? So this is clear. I mean, it is clear to me that at least for the filler case, For the placeholder, you really have an account in distance. Este has a nominal character that esto doesn't. And finally, there is also a correlation between regarding, this is why este and not the meter. And then sorry, the distance and not the cross. And it's interesting that this is a case that is really, I mean, it has almost no attention in the literature. But este is using the distance, general is using it as a donkey number, whereas this is not. So for instance, if you say, si Juan tiene un burro, este lo muerde. You never say, si Juan tiene un burro, este lo muerde. Right? So it seems that the este has a type of anaphoric property that is absent in the proximity, the proximity one. I don't know.
More like the pure relevance.
Yeah, exactly.
At least I don't bring them.
And let me just, because I really love the talk, so I don't things on in my head. The Spanish also has a late color which is tipo. Tipo. Portuguese. Super interesting. Now, I don't know if you have it in the so if you are talking to say, sí, por fin de tipo que vio una película,
But that's for dominance, I think so.
No, please, it's a nice, I mean, it's also a nice point of comparison.
Yeah, exactly, it's not. So,
Something, okay.
thank you so much. I know that observation about the M and the N. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I look into that. Now people, now I'm saying, with placeholders for the verb domain. I haven't found something very, I don't know if there's, in general, we have a need for placeholders for nouns as opposed to for verbs. Is that the need tendency or overall tendency? But I don't think it's that common to have placeholders for verbs. But still, that is, but I think it's the verb.
The proposition.
The proposition. Yeah. So cool. Yeah, but if you find placeholders for verbs, then you know.
David has a question.
Thank you for this really interesting talk. I have a couple of actually follow-up to the people thing you just mentioned. Because if I remember correctly, the people model of the 90s, when it talks about the recognitional use or massive use of it, says that you can actually single it out, isolate it when you have instances with additional nouns like sort of or kind of. So
You can paraphrase it though.
exactly. So if you somehow get bridging context examples, so to speak, filling the chain which you pretty much showed already, that would be an additional point, I think, additional piece of evidence.
Yeah, the example with the prat slide, that showed the bridging context. Yeah, but you have a couple of cases.
And also things like you know,
Oh, yeah. In Peruvian Spanish, we have a few, I mean, in Colombia as well, for instance, the coso es.
Así sí.
Yeah.
We have a very famous tango, Los Pozos de la Lava.
Yeah, what is interesting, before I noticed this, I didn't teach this syntax. Anyways, I wanted to push too much my limits for this stuff today for the studies. I said, okay, what is the objects, nominal phrases, let's go for margins. And what got my attention is how systematic it is. And that the fact that we have a very clear picture.
Of course, please.
Connecting to Maria, no? I think that this is also a nice case in which you can think of a demonstrative imaginary position, in head position, right? Because at least for the case of the baseball, when you said este or mi este, it could be a nice case of a demonstrative in head position. But of course, not a demonstrative in the sense of the semantics.
Preferential about voice.
Exactly, exactly.
But that's cool. So you're all invited. You're not invited to come up with alternative analysis, right? The facts are there.
Any more comments or questions? Got time for a quick one if you like. If you don't, thank you very much, Rosa.
And then we have finished and our first non-determination workshop with brilliant talks, brilliant questions and discussions, and I hope you have enjoyed it as much as I had. I really had a great time here. And I just recall that you were invited for a call for papers, for a special issue in Glossa. So I will send you the call for papers, and I hope you can send these magnificent works you presented here. So once more, thank you very much.
Thank you, Roberta.
Yes.
Thank you, Cecilia. Thank you, Dorothy. Thank you, Samara. Thank you, all of you. And now, let's enjoy the city. Thank you very much.
You can take a picture, right?